Hi, my name is Brandon, and today I want to show you how to put a new tube on your behind the ear hearing aid. So a hearing aid like this has a tube that leads to the back part of the hearing aid. This is a hollow tube, and over time your body oils will make it get hard. And so then it shrinks and you get feedback and the sound doesn't travel through as well. So you need to change this about every 4 months. A lot of times it'll get so hard and you really don't want to get to this point that you need to use some sort of a heat gun for like 1 second, or a hair dryer to heat up this tube so it gets loose so you can actually pry it off. This one's pretty tight. And then you may have to heat it up to get it out, but I can just pull this out. And after that, you want to replace it with the same kind of tube that you used. So if you used a hearing aid tube that had a lock with it, that's called a TRS lock, and then the diameter of the tube matters. So this is a hearing aid with a super thick tube because it's made for a very powerful hearing aid. You take the tube and it has that lock on it. It has this bend, this bend here. And so you would line that up with the previous tube. If your tube has shrunk a lot, then cut it a little bit longer. Line that up perfectly. Line it up perfectly, and with wire cutters, you can cut the tube length. You can also put the hearing aid on your ear, put the ear mold in, and make a mark where it lines up. But if you're just replacing your same tube, you've already done that measurement. And so now I have my tube. Then for some ear molds, it's an extremely tight fit and you need a tube puller. For this one, I actually don't need it, but I'm going to use it just to show. You put the tube through the tube puller and you just pull it all the way through. And you essentially line that tube up, that lock, with the indentation inside of the ear mold where it was built to have that lock. And then you take your wire cutters and you clip the remaining tube. And there is such a thing as a tube expander. I never use them. So I would just shove this tube back onto the hearing aid. And it's going to take some effort. Just press it on there. Heat allows it to expand, so if you need to, you can heat up the tube. Make sure the ear hook is seated. This is the ear hook. And then you've successfully replaced the tube on your hearing aid.